صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان، وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملى الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.
كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. مشاعر ما يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
تابعينا في كل مكان عبر قنوات الكاس الرياضية.
في قلب الدوحة هناك موقع ينطلق فيه عنان النظر نحو البحر، جوهرة معمارية صممت خصيصا لمن يسعون خلف التميز كل يوم وكل لحظة. جزيرة الفخامة فيها أسلوب حياة، شقق متميزة ومتنوعة بمساحاتها، من أطول ممشى تجاري مكيف في العالم إلى أطول موقف سيارات تحت الأرض، ومن ملعب الجولف إلى جمال الممشى البحري وإلى روعة الهدوء. جزيرة جيوان، فخامة، تألق.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
Doctor. I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
إمكانياتك معروفة، وبعدين الطريق كان صعب وطويل.
اختلف وشديد التأثير.
طحت وايد وكل مرة ترجع توقف.
تجاهل الأصوات المحبطة واستمر في الجري.
الصوت المحبط خلى لك دافع للأفضل. كل متسابق عنده قصة، مو ضروري توصل لخط النهاية. محتاج سبب واحد يذكرك أننا مع بعضنا بنتقدم أكثر وأكثر.
الماراثون اختار سباقك.
Welcome to Doha
Equestrian
Tour 2026.
Let's go.
I only want you beside me.
Prix, the first of two Grand Prix this afternoon. Both are world ranking classes. And this is the first one, 48 combinations. It is that come forward, 18 nations represented. 11 of those have multiple starters. The home nation, Qatar, has got 7. Great Britain and Saudi Arabia, 5 each. France and Egypt with 4 apiece. Austria has 3. South Africa, Germany, Denmark, Jordan and Italy have a pair each. And 9 nations with just 1. That are the USA, Turkey, Portugal, Iran, Belgium, Spain, Switzerland, Australia and Monaco. The winner's check will be €26,500 this afternoon, and it's a very strong field. And my eye certainly is drawn to Scott Brash. That is Hello Chedora Lady, starting at 35. That pair, they won 2 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix last year. They won in HAMAD to Saint-Tropez, and their first win was at Shanghai early in the Longines Global Champions Tour last year. Well, certainly, battle is brewing. Harry Charles won his second class this 2 weeks. He won the 4-star Grand Prix, Harry, and he won with Bandit, the 5-star class, this afternoon already. And the track set by Portugal's Bernardo Costa Cabral looks like a fairly fearsome one. It's a 450-meter course. Its length, 72 seconds, is the time they must come home within to avoid a time penalty. There's a lot of jumping out there. It's dimensionally impressive. It's right up to height at 1.50 meters this afternoon, and we're set for a very, very good afternoon. Spectators taking their seats. There's a lot of support out there for Oliver Lazarus. The South African has got a lot of crowd weight actually over the days here. And Matthew Morrison is the other one for South Africa this afternoon. Everybody takes their seat as we get ready. That's the first combination. Just see the Oxford there, back of the ladies enjoying their cake and coffee. The first combination is a very airy double, 4A and B. One stride in the middle of that. It comes early. It's quite a nice little turn between 2 and 3. In fact, problematic from the start because the first fence is right down by the big screen, is in its rear view, so not easy from the start. Then 2 to 3 is a little right-hander, and it's 2 verticals. Not easy, the second of those, because fence 3 is a skinny black vertical. Then they turn left-handed, quite a sharp left as well, into the airy double. The state of Qatar, Oxford looks square, perfectly square at 5. Then the Alshaqab verticals, they are at 7A and B. Again, not easy on a 1-stride distance. The plank is again in a hard location because it's just away from the in-gate. And that is the Doha Equestrian Tour plank at 8. 5 strides to 9, the big green and white Oxford. Then down to another vertical at 10. Then the home turn. And there's a lot of jumping on the home route as well. There's the late combination. Comes at 12A and B. A very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ed Holloway. It's great to be here in Doha for the second week of His Highness the Father Amir's Prize. The story of the show, a potted version. Emanuele Gaudiano has been the outstanding rider. He has won 6 classes, and he is in fly form. He won the accumulator this morning for win number 6. And otherwise, Harry Charles has won 2, Millie Allen's won 2. And we welcome you to the 3-star Grand Prix. As I say, the prize purse big is €106,000, and of that, a quarter will go to our winner, €26,500 to the champion this afternoon, and 2 for South Africa this afternoon, and this is the Trailblazer. And it's a very good pair to get us into action. Lazarus will show us the way on the course with Butterfly NML. Now, this mare was his partner from the Worlds in Henning, the Equestrian Worlds of 2022. Pace of Varkenswaard in the Netherlands. Wow, it's a very tough start. And goes straight up. Wow, it's a quick start. In and out goes Oliver Lazarus, I'm afraid. And a very disappointing start to the 3-star Grand Prix. As already, the first to go is in trouble. So retirement for first to go. Oliver Lazarus is out with Butterfly NML, season mare. And a surprising early retirement. So it's Peter Morrison, who is the footing expert here, does all of the groundwork to make sure the going is perfect. Peter Morrison, his son is in this class later, and he thinks it's a big test. Doesn't feel there'll be many clear rounds, thinks it's big, it's technical, it's delicate. There is certainly plenty to do with Peter Morrison's impression. He sees a lot of courses, of course, as a footing expert. The next to come is the first of the four for Egypt this afternoon, and Ahmed Ala Ragab brings Happy Boy down to the starts. Jumps now saved the opener. Well, this pair jumped the two-star Grand Prix here last Sunday. They went well in the Grand Prix of Cairo at home in mid-October last year for second. That was a two-star Grand Prix. This is a combination. It's their second three-star Grand Prix only. They were here a year ago and jumped their first three-star Grand Prix here 12 months ago. Ala Ragab makes a very solid start. Happy Boy runs down to 7.8 and I think he's quick as well. 72 seconds a time allowed, which can of course be influential. Runs back to the Doha Equestrian Tour vertical, the plank at 8, jumps it well. Yeah, he's got 20 seconds to come home inside time, and I think he's on target to come home inside the time. What a good round this is, only his second three-star Grand Prix. Now, time is tight. Just going to be inside though, and what a good round that is to get. Things started, the mistake came into the late combination. Just obscured my view of that vertical. I saw it late, and what a painful mistake that was. Inside time, the 12A will deny us our first clear of the three-star Grand Prix at His Highness the Father Amir's prize. Good round. Second three-star Grand Prix is a very good four-penalty one. Well, this man won this equivalent class here last week because he won the two-star Grand Prix. That was with KASS 42. Now eyes up the three-star Grand Prix. Oliver Fletcher, we welcome forward for Great Britain. He was the Young Rider European champion 2 years ago, this man. Dad Graham just celebrated his 75th birthday. Mum and Dad, Tina and Graham Fletcher. International competitors themselves back in their day. Oliver won the Raymond Brooks Award Memorial Trophy in 2024 at London. It's International Horse Show. Raymond Brooks Award, the former BBC commentator. I never got to hear him commentate, sadly, but apparently an extraordinary talent. He was the voice prior to Mike Tucker. I worked with Mike a lot, and Mike again was extraordinary. Clearly learned from Raymond Brooks Ward, and this man won his trophy. So remember the great BBC voice of yesteryear. Oliver gets on course. This is the first of 5 for Great Britain this afternoon. Britain's had a good day. Harry Charles winning the 5-star class with Bandit earlier today. Oliver Fletcher gets off to a good start. Casanova 1, BVLZ. This horse only 10. Son of Codex 1, Ed Jordan, the dam sire, owned by Elizabeth Winter for Oliver. He's jumping a pinpoint round here. KASS 42 won the 2-star Grand Prix for him last week ahead of Millie Allen and Quick Diamant. Oliver runs back to the Doha Equestrian Tour vertical, the plank. It's immaculate and quick enough, I think, as well. He's got 20 seconds now to get home ahead of the 72-second time allowed. They're jumping it fairly comfortably out there, which is impressive given its demands overall. Oliver Fletcher comes down to the last fence, and that's a stunning round for him. Immaculate, perfect round from start to finish. Oliver Fletcher is the open clear of the two-star Grand Prix here at Alshaqab. In His Highness the Father Amir's prize, Great Britain strikes up the first clear of the afternoon. It was a beauty. The new starter, winner of the 5-star His Highness the Amir's Sword Grand Prix here back in 2019. Faleh Souaid Al-Ajami gets on course. This, the former ride of Richard Howley, the Irishman. It is Wathnan Zodiac on track. 11-year-old son of Vidal Sirocco, blue Dutch capital Z, the dam sire. And in the electric blue jacket of the Wathnan team that he rides for. Tom Slatty training Faleh. As he comes down to 7A and B, the pair of verticals. Again, looks quick and jumping this course very, very comfortably. Certainly jumping much more straightforwardly than I anticipated, and I think Peter Morrison anticipated as well. These horses, Harry Charles said earlier, are really enjoying jumping here in Alshaqab's arena. They jump off the sand beautifully. And of course, testament to Peter Morrison's great efforts with his team on the footing. Inside time, we have 2 clears. After the first 4, they're jumping it well. Qatar, the home nation, first of their 7, joins Great Britain. We have our second clear round, and a perfect one from Faleh Souaid Al-Ajami and Wathnan Zodiac.
We go over to our 5-star winner. It's fighting by so Great Britain, Harry Charles.
Well, Manuel Galliano's won 6 classes and a couple of riders have won 2. This man, one of those double winners. Millie Allen, another one. Ismail Osama El Borai, another. Harry Charles gets on course. He won the 4-star Grand Prix, biggest class of the week so far with Casco Blue here last Sunday. He won the 5-star class today with Bandit for their first 5-star win together. And Harry aboard Fighting Phil this afternoon, the Olympic team champion on this 9-year-old set sail. This is only their 3rd 3-star Grand Prix together. They jumped twice in Oliver late last season at the same level. Harry Charles well away. He turns back to the Doha Equestrian Tour plank at 8. 5 strides down to the green and white oxer, and it's very smooth from Harry. He said to me earlier he had a long winning streak absence. Or win absence, I should say, more than winning streak. Just a win would have been nice. He missed them last year, had a lot of seconds, but delighted to have his 2nd win start of this brand new year. An easy clear round. Harry Charles romps home. Wow. 3 clears after 5, and they're making the course look straightforward. We're in for a big jump off that. It's looking very likely. And they're below the difficulty of this course. I still think it's a great challenge for him. Bernardo Costa Capra, I don't think it's too easy at all. They're just jumping it very well indeed. It's 3 clears after 5, and the Olympic team champion will be back. The next to come, this horse had a little bit of time off since October last year, but Torben Kolbrand, Torben gets away. Mastermind RL is on course for Germany. Just a couple for Germany this afternoon. This is the first of them. This pair jumped their 5-star Grand Prix debut here last year. Actually, they were very well placed 5th in that 5-star Grand Prix as well in mid-February. That's in His Highness the Amir's soared 5-star Grand Prix behind the German win for Jana Friederike Merz-Zimmermann. That was the highlight of their season. Indeed, Torben Kolbrand down now to the Oxtra 9 and jumping well and jumping home clear as well. Mastermind RL swings homebound. Torben Kolbrand has jumped a very good round here, and he's inside time. It's 4 clears in a row, and the German comes home without a penalty. Super round. 4 clear after the first 6. The jumping his course very, very easily. Two clears for Great Britain, the 1 clear for Qatar, and now the German clear as well are the 4 clear rounds. The next to come, this man in great form around the turn of the year because he won the World Cup in London late last season. He won the world ranking class, the 5-star, last night with EIC Quantum Robin. The 5th, Max Kuhner gets away. EIC Cornice Lady for Max is on the course. This mare, she's out of the Oldenburg stud book. She's 9 years of age. Daughter of Corin Zablensky, cross to Kariko for Max Kuhner. Now 5 clear rounds is the likely outcome here, as Max Kuhner bids for his 2nd win in the days here. His Highness the Father Amir's prize. Down to the verticals, 7AB, jumps well easily through there. No, the plank goes, surprisingly for Max Kuhner. Fence 8 is on the sand. It's sat very quiet, but does bite the Austrian, I'm afraid. And the error comes mid-course for EIC Cornice Lady and Max Kuhner. Certainly you'd have put money on them to come home without a penalty, but they have the error. Fence 8, the plank, I'm afraid, is the full penalty. That's the first of the 3 for Austria. Comes home with 4 this afternoon. It will be Geoffrey Puck and his son Tobias Fingstel. The other pair for Austria to come right at the end of the first round of this 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon. We say farewell to one of the favoured combinations. Max Kuhner is out of the 3-star Grand Prix. It's a surprise. The next to jump, this is a very impressive big stallion. Kingsguard is the new starter. This is the liver chestnut for Said Saad. The 2nd of the 4 for Egypt gets away. He's an impressive stamp of horse. He's a gentle giant. He's 10 years of age. He's owned by Mustafa Aboud for Said Saad. Kingsguard out over the vertical, the skinny black vertical at 3. But no, the refusal, I'm afraid, comes at the state of Qatar Oxa. Fence 5 puts a red mark on the scorecard of Kingsguard. Returns to jump it the second time, but knock it down the second time. This is a new combination, however. They formed in just October of last year, was their first competitive outing. And this is their first three-star Grand Prix this afternoon. That explains the trouble. Kingsguard now 3 down, side sad, thinking towards the finish line. Time penalties, of course, clocking up as well with the need to represent at the state of Qatar Oxa. Side sad comes home, three-star Grand Prix debut, and that explains the big score. It is 33, I'm afraid, this afternoon. Kingsguard comes home with a cricket score, as we say in English. Even cricket scene would be proud of 33 out in the Ashes after a terrible time in Australia. But 33 it was for Side Sad and Kingsguard this afternoon. The combination for Egypt's come home. The new start, this lady had a very good second yesterday in the world ranking 5-star competition against the clock. The first class at 5-star level yesterday. They were just 0.1 of a second, or Eve with Canadilla just 0.1 of a second behind the leader. And winner Millie Allen and Quick Diamond HR. Eve Jobs is on course to the USA. This is the one for the US this afternoon. It is High Point VDL for Eve, number 9 on course. This gelding, he's 14, son of Tinker's Boy, crossed him in dog drove for Eve Jobs. Comes out over the state of Qatar Oxa. Fence 5. Sadly, Eve takes the front bar out of the Oxa at 6. This pair, winners of a 2-star Grand Prix at Wellington. That was in March of 2024. They've jumped 5-star Grand Prix. They were in Major League Show jumping's 5-star Grand Prix in Monterey-La-Silla a couple of years ago. And Eve Jobs comes home. Just that one mistake, I'm afraid. Otherwise, good round for Eve. It was a 6. The red, black, gold, and Liverpool out over the water. And that was the error. High Point VDL comes home with this mistake. The USA's Eve Jobs, what an elegant, stylish jockey she is. The new starter, the family business of the Barkers is storage containers. And Rika Belinda Barker, we welcome, youngest of 3 sisters, Anya and Meta, her other sisters. And they're all part of the business still. And her horse for lifetime, Tableau PS, who won the 5-star Grand Prix, her big win, Monterey-La-Silla, in November 2023. And Rika, regular here in Doha, gets on course. This is iCloud for her this afternoon. He's 13. Kalmanda III crossed a clear way. They breathed on top of 5, the state of Qatar Oxa. It stays in the Cubs, thankfully. iCloud clear round first half of the course of Bernardo Costa Cabral. Two for Denmark. Cabral Pedersen will come a little bit later for the Danes. Rika turns homebound. Time is quite tight here. Just going to be inside, I think, but she's cut it fairly fine. Yeah, he's inside, 0.56 only, the advantage on the clock. Delighted, Rika Belinda Barker, great to see her explode into a broad smile. Tight on time, but just the right side of the line. Rickman Barker comes home with a very nice round. And that is iCloud home and into the jump off this afternoon. Clear round number 5 is Danish. The new starter is the second of the 7 for Qatar, the home nation, this afternoon. Gahnem Al-Khadi gets on course aboard this beautiful Oldenburg stallion. 11-year-old Cheddington Blue gets on course. Jumps well down through the double. It comes early. 4A is very airy. They take the front bar out of the State of Qatar roster of 5, sadly, on the long straight line. This was produced by the man that won the individual silver in eventing at the Olympics in Paris, Christopher Burton. Good old mate of mine from eventing. Chris is back in Australia now after his wonderful career in the very highest echelons of eventing. Cheddington Blue turns homebound for Gahnem Al-Khadi. Berto was on the source up into April of 2024, prior to going to Sheikh Ali Khalid Al Thani and then coming to Gahnem Nasser himself in September last year. Just that mistake of 5. It was a good round. The State of Qatar, Ox ironically denies the Qatari clear round. I'm afraid it's 4 penalties for the beautiful blue stallion, I should say, Cheddington Blue, and 4 penalties for the home nation Qatar. The new starter with 5 clears after the first 11 have jumped is 1 and 2 half the starters jumping clear rounds. This lady's had a good couple of weeks. She was second last week. That was with Kadoki. We welcome Egypt's Haya Osama El Borai. Egypt as a nation have won twice. Both wins for Ismail Osama El Borai and Incredible Zed this week. Magnus Jess is on the course. Holstein Gelding. He's 12, son of Magnus Romeo, the new starter. Oh, the mistake comes early. Not an easy little skinny, that is. Not the vertical. 3 and then big hits, I'm afraid, back of the box of 4A, front of 5 go. Trouble early for Osama El Borai, and I would think her future in this first round is in some doubt. Whether she will continue or not, we'll see. Just depends how your horse is feeling. If he's feeling keen, still motivated, you continue. If he's feeling a little bit disenchanted, you retire. Got to make the call, of course, in the saddle as to how your horse is feeling. Magnus Jess, though, jumps well out over the vertical at 10 and homebound now. The rounds improved dramatically. Osama El Borai made the right call to continue down to the last combination and jumps through there very well. They'll have a couple of time. It will be 3 for time, plus the 12 jumping. But a good decision to go on. It improved the round. It is 15 for the Egyptian combination hire, Osama El Borai, and Magnus Jess combination 12 have 15. The new starter, this man, a distinguished record. He won the Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix in Monaco 2014. Victoria, first Qatari to ever win on the Longines Global Champions Tour. He won here the, again, LGCT Grand Prix of Doha with Gunda 2017. Basim Mohammed gets on course for Qatar, right in the Wathnan jacket. And his rider is Wathnan Popeye this afternoon. This horse, 11 years of age, son of Vigar Assoy, the world champion in 2010. Basim Mohammed falls foul. The clear round rate just stabilises a little bit after quite a surge of clear rounds coming back to back. And Basim Mohammed retires out of the course, I'm afraid. Wathnan Popeye is out of the 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon. The 11-year-old Bay retires for Basim Mohammed. Well, these are the 5 clears that are returning. The 2 for Great Britain, the 1 for Qatar, the home nation, Germany and Denmark are the 5. And the next to come, we go to combination number 14. It is Qatar's HAMAD Nasser Al-Qadi coming forward. This 9-year-old only young horse, Edison Z, comes forward. Started running this horse in actually August 2024 and had a busy season last year. Jumped a 3-star Grand Prix here a year ago at this same venue as an 8-year-old. Edison Z was then in Europe back end of last year or the autumn. That was in Belgium and the Netherlands prior to coming home. It's off to a good start, but quite a slow start here. Just wary of the time of 72 seconds for the Qatari combination. Nasser Al-Qadi turns into the Liverpool at 6, jumps in well. Again, a lot of breakdown, 7AB, so time will be slipping through his fingers here. He's got to be wary, I think, of the clock to join Faleh Suwaid Al-Ajami in the jump off this afternoon with his big jumping 9-year-olds. Got such a lot of stride length. But he's just got to try and keep him contained. But yeah, time now getting dangerously tight, I think. Must be into time penalties, I would think. Yeah, Edison Z is going to have a time penalty, certainly. And the mistake comes into the late combination. 12A down, only one time, surprisingly. Time's fairly generous, actually. They took a lot of half faults and breaks out there. It is 5, the late mistake coming at 12A, the vertical into the final double, and one time penalty, 5 for this lovely 9-year-old Edison Z, and HAMAD Nasser Al-Qadi for Qatar, number 14, just completes. Well, the mighty Longines Arena here at Alshaqab is really a incredible parameter for world-class show jumping. It is in a league of its own as a location and a venue. I remember my first trip here was 5 or so years ago, and yeah, I was fairly stunned by the facilities here. It is purely world-class. As is this man, he's world number 120 and Paris Olympian, 2 World Cup finals and several Asian games as well. Khalil Al-Mobti gets away and makes a quick start. Quaprezzo A is on the course for the Paris Olympian. 10-year-old Gully, son of Arezzo Video, across the cool land owned by the Saudi Arabian Equestrian Federation. This man who won his first 5-star Grand Prix at Jump Saudi in Riyadh in December, just a few weeks ago. I was there to commentate, and that was a big win, but they take the back of 6, so just things now settling as the numbers stay at 5. I'm sure Bernardo Costa Cabral was sitting a little bit sheepish in the stands, thinking he'd made it a little bit too easy. Now the course bearing its teeth into some very good combinations. This pair won a two-star Grand Prix in Riyadh in late October last year. And Qatar Mopti turns homebound. Just a mistake coming at 6 for Qatar, who's well inside time. Qatar Mopti has 4 penalties and he drops out of the 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon. The new starter, Sienna Charles, gets on course. She had a very good 3rd place in the 4-star world ranking jump-off class on day 2 last week, the evening class. And Sienna Charles is away. This is Marvin for Great Britain, combination number 16 to start. 5 clears, we've dropped from a half to a 3rd. And if the field are jumping clear rounds now, the new strike rate of clear rounds to starters, and Sienna Charles makes a punchy start here with Marvin. Anglo-European son of Canan, 14 years of age. Brother Harry already qualified with Fighting Phil, and Marvin making a very smooth passage down between 8 and 9. Yeah, Sienna Charles is plenty quick enough as well. Marvin turns homebound for the 3rd clear round for Britain this afternoon, and Sienna Charles jumping a very good round, and yeah, easily home with a clear, powerful ride. Really crisp, brown, punchy round from Sienna Charles, and Britain moving strongly onwards. That's the first clear after a gap of 5 combinations without a clear in Great Britain. Now with half of the 6 clear rounds, it is 3 for Great Britain in this 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon. Well done to Sienna Charles. Marvin will return. This man had a very good opening class today. The accumulator, he was 2nd and 5th as well. Hassan Senturk is on the course. And this is Rolex van der Grenshöver for the rider for Turkey, the new starter. The stallion, he's pretty young, 9 years of age only. Hassan Senturk makes a good start. He comes down to the first combination for a B. And away very well. This Hassan Senturk. Sadly, sort of slap of wood onto sand is a discouraging one for Hassan Senturk. And a second error comes at 8. It's 8 penalties mid-course after a very good start here. It's in for man for Turkey. Hassan Senturk has the vertical into the late combination as well, and will be a couple of time penalties as well. It will be 14 for Hassan Senturk. And a round that started with a lot of promise and optimism is ultimately disappointing, I'm afraid. 14 is the Turkish total. The next to come and tackle the course of Bernardo Costa Cabral, we welcome Mohammed Saeed Haidan gets away. This pair jumped the 4-star Grand Prix here last weekend. Quicknick gets on course now, Wathman Quicknick. And they formed a partnership, this pair, in mid-June of last year. The stallion is a son of Quickstar, who of course famously sired Nick Skelton's Olympic gold medal winning Big Star from the Rio Games. And Mohammed Haidan makes a very good start. It's a quick start as well, I think. Wathman Quicknick comes down to the big arched flank vertical of 10. It's a good round here, and we're on the verge of clear round number 7, and there it is. It's inside time. It is the second for Qatar. It is the second for the Wathman team as well, as Mohammed Saeed Haidan joins fellow Suwaid Al-Ajami. And Qatar go up to 2 clear rounds now. Great Britain still ahead with 3. And 7 clear rounds it is in total. The next pair to come, this man's got a very strong record. He was 4th individually and team bronze at London 2012's Olympics. This pair have been in good form over this week. They were 3rd in the 3-star competition against the world ranking class 2 yesterday. Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan gets away with quickly. This mare, she's now 16 years of age. She's a very good veteran, and she's still looking very, very good and competitive. And she's proving that, of course, with her super results. As we look for the first clear for Saudi Arabia this afternoon. This is second of their 5 to get underway in this 3-star Grand Prix. We're about a third of the way through, with just over a third of the way through. It's number 19 of the 48s. Quickly makes a good start. And she turns back mid-course, still clear over the Doha Equestrian Tour plank, fence 8. And she's living up to her name. She is fast as well. Now Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan, the 5-time Olympian, would be the most seasoned man to come into the jump off in terms of his mileage, and he's well inside time here. Quickly comes down to the last combination, and yes, super round. Beautiful clear round. It is the first for Saudi Arabia. It is now 8 clear rounds. And the 5-time Olympian will be back. Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan jumps a stunning Saudi clear round. Last week 2 wins here for Abdullah Al-Sharbatli for Saudi Arabia, and they look for their first Grand Prix win of the 2 weeks here on the Doha Equestrian Tour. The new starter, Paris Olympian, and Duan Siapra's got a great team of new horses here. Talked to his long-term supporter Carol G just prior to this class. Duan, a great team of horses, and this is the horse that Carol co-owns with Duan. It's Cabernet de Fur Z for him. Duan was 3rd last night in the big 6-bar with Fernhill Leonardo. All right, Duadosh the 2nd, his Paris Olympic partner in the 5-star Grand Prix later this afternoon. But I'm afraid Cabernet de Fur Z has the back of the Liverpool at 6. Duarte turns down to the Oxer 9. It's powerful. Gray has jumped well, and he's quick as well. Duarte Abra turns down to the final combination. And it will be just that one down, sadly. Inside time nicely, but the full penalty, I'm afraid, was the back of the Liverpool at 6. For this man who was a top-class eventer. Not many have done the double act between eventing and show jumping, but Duarte is part of a prestigious group of riders that include the likes of Sir Mark Todd, include Peter Fredriksson, Mikael Jung, Zandra Ovaerts. They're a very distinguished group that have done both at the highest of levels. Duarte Abra has 4 penalties with Cabernet de Ferrazed for Portugal, number 20 this afternoon. The new starter we go to Iran, and Advocacy is number 21. There's Gerhard Heilemans, Lina Z on course, the one for Iran this afternoon. This man, she's 14. Leveson cross to Flipper Dell for Advocacy, the new starter. This is a flair combination. I describe them as they're instinctive, they're reactive, they can do everything from anywhere. They're idiosyncratic in style, they've got their own way of doing things. It's not textbook at all, but I enjoy watching them. Keshevars are the same fence, causing quite a lot of trouble at 6. Back-to-back errors from Duarte Abra. Keshevars coming there, and 7A as well is on the sand. The plank as well. Keshevars into a spot of bother with 3 down. Out on Bernardo Costa Cabral's course. Well, Advocacy fights home, but it was 12 for jumping, 3 for time. And 15 penalties is the total for the Iranian. Out of the course, Advocacy comes home. 15 for Lina Z, just prior to the halfway point in the 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon on His Highness the Father Amir's prize, last day of week 2. This man has a very good relationship with this arena. He won the Longines Global Championship Grand Prix here 2023 with Just Be Gentle. He won the 3-star world ranking class yesterday. That was with Corraldo, and he was very fast indeed. But the Weishaupt gets underway, 3 to come before the halfway break. And this the one for Germany this afternoon. Lady Concern du Résidal is on track. In fact, ignore that. The statement, this is the one. There is another one. Jan-Frederik Zimmermann comes just after the break. Get myself in a pickup. Weishaupt gets off to a good start in the grey linen jacket of Ludger Beerbaum stable. Ludger is here this week, coaching a few riders as ever. Lady Concerned du Résidal, 9-year-old daughter of Emerald of Harry Smolder's fame in yesteryear, Queen Dame de Revel, Hervé Cordigno's great standing for the French team, the Dam Sire. The Weishaupt looks quite slow to my eye, but time looks okay on the clock. Yeah, it's going to be inside the time, and it's another clear round. It's the 9th clear, and Germany will be back. It's for the Weishaupt, bids for his 2nd win on the Doha Equestrian Tour. It is the 9th clear round after now 22 combinations, getting closer again to 1 and 2. Yeah, and in fact, I'm going bonkers because there'd already been one for Germany and already a clear round. Apologies. You think I've been on the sauce, totally jelly-brained. I do apologise. It's the second clear for Germany. The next pair to come. Wow, this is an outstanding horse. Wathnan Calvaro, we welcome for the world number 16, Abdul Said. This one of the best jumpers here. He's only 10. He's the son of Cascadello. He won a big class on Major League Show Jumpings. Big series in America. That was in trial in October last year. Big qualifier for the Grand Prix, the 5-star Grand Prix, and then 5th in that Major League Show Jumping Grand Prix in Tran as well. Abdul Said, Wathnan Calvaro, one of my favourite horses of the moment. Gets on course. Abdul again, great relationship with this arena. Twice winner, back-to-back wins in the Longines Global Championship Grand Prix here. Last year in 2024 as well. With Wathnan Bonami, who will jump later in the big class. Wathnan Calvaro. So scopy, so careful. So careful brain. Has got every, I think, quality you would want as a rider of a show jumper. And Abdul Said looks very quick as well. Wathnan Calvaro. Yeah, comes down to the vertical at 10 with a lot of time. Up his Belgian sleeve. Abdul Said now travels down to the last combination. Beautiful smooth round, and we have another clear round. Awesome. It is 10 clears, and Belgium becomes the 6th nation to join the jump off this 3-star Grand Prix at His Highness the Father Amir's prize week 2, day 3. And that's a beautiful clear round. And that'll be one of the favourites, no doubt, come the jump off. The next to come, the last before the halfway interval, with 10 clears after now 23. And the 4-time Olympian has been in good form. Ibrahim Hani Bishrad, we welcome, and El Nino Bullseye Z comes down to the starts. Ibrahim gets away on this chestnut. He was second yesterday, Corona IRW in the 3-star, but sadly the early mistake comes. The vertical, the skinny at 3 is on the sand. Ibrahim second error into the Alshaqab double. That's 7A. Plank goes as well. He's having a tough round out there. Big old course. And yes, we've got 10 clears, but some very good combinations, some form combinations that have proved not to be so straightforward as it appears numerically with the numbers that have qualified for the jump off. Ibrahim turns now down to the final line. He's going to have a time penalty as well. Yeah, it's 1 for time, 12 jumping. 13, ladies and gentlemen, is the last score of the first half of the 3-star Grand Prix. So the halfway break we come to now, and we sit with 10 clear rounds. Great Britain looking powerful. Harry Charles already a win today. Millie Allen a win yesterday, and Britain have got 3 of those 10 clears. Home nation Qatar has got a pair, as has Germany. Denmark, South Africa and Belgium are the other nations with a clear round. We take a break of 7 minutes to prepare the ground. The tractors come in with the rakes to get the footing perfect. And we say a short farewell from myself, Ed Holloway. Thank you for your company. We'll see you soon. It's 10 clears, the halfway point of the 3-star Grand Prix here on His Highness the Father Amir's prizes. Last day of week 2. We'll see you all very soon.
You saw me standing by the wall, corner of the main street, and the lights are flashing on your windowsill. All alone ain't much fun, so you're looking for the thrill, and you know just
welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the second half of the first Grand Prix on this final day of week 2. His Highness the Father Amir's prize. And 10 clear rounds it is at the halfway stage. Great Britain with 3 of those, Qatar and Germany with 2 each. Denmark, Saudi Arabia and Belgium are the other nations that are qualified. Slightly overcast afternoon, unusually here in Doha. Usually the weather's perfect. It's a cloud cover. Quite a warm afternoon, however, in the mid-20s. Some very good odds come in the second half of this 3-star Grand Prix. It could easily be 20 clear rounds, I could think. Into the second round, such as the quality as we go onwards. The back end of this class. We restart with the winner of the first 4-star class here last week. That win came with my lady La Vista. And a year ago she won the His Highness the Amir's Sword 5-star Grand Prix here. That was with Messi van der Ruytershof, the London Olympian. Jan-Frits Kamer Zimmerman comes forward. And this is Iron Dames High Level, the new starter. This pair, they won a big jump of class on the Longines Global Champions Tour in Riyadh late last season at the season's finals in Saudi Arabia. Iron Dames High Level, she is 11 years of age only. Livello across the King Milford, the full blood is the dam sire. Hence her athletic, lightweight body. Jana Fredrika Med-Zimmerman gets on course to join the 2 German clears already. It's a confident partnership this is. They really trust each other, you can sense that. And Jana comes down through the double for A and B quickly. And she's attacking early on. She's getting after this course here. Had a very good second place yesterday, was just 0.11 behind Max Kühne in the big 5-star world ranked class yesterday as well. Can really feel this lady's a rider of confidence. When she's in confident mode, she's very dangerous. I think her confidence rocks around a bit, is my observation externally. But when she's in that real belief mode that she can get into, when she starts really getting the results she deserves, she's a very dangerous lady. Iron Dames High Level comes down to the last combination. It's been a really good round for Jan-Frits Med-Zimmerman. Attacking round, a quick round. And Germany now shoulder to shoulder with Great Britain. It is 3 for Germany and 3 for Great Britain. We have 11 clears. Jan-Frits Med-Zimmerman will bid for her second win here on the Doha Tour. To this lady, she's won 2 classes. She won the world ranking 5-star class yesterday with Quick Diamond HR. And the win as well came last week in the 2-star world ranking class. She's been twice second as well in the 2-star Grand Prix, this time last week behind Oliver Fletcher. And also second in the 5-star special 2-phase class this afternoon. Second again behind Harry Charles. Miliana won 5 classes here on the Doha Tour last year. And away goes Robana Obolensky. This 9-year-old mare, young daughter of Corin Zablensky, has the both parts of 4A and B down, sadly. 2 down early for Millie Allen. Millie Allen travels down between 8 and 9. And this attractive, impressive grey mare. She's got a lot of pop off the sand. I think she's just growing into her big frame. She's, I think, a pretty tall, carefully built mare. Just takes a little bit of time to get into her skin, really, and grow into herself. It's a nice round. Yes, it's 2 down. But bear in mind, she's young at 9, and Millie Allen comes home with 8 penalties out of the course of Bernardo Costa Cabral, and British total is 8 this afternoon. Allen exits, and again, like Harry Charles, Sienna Charles with that lightweight air jacket, which I think is very, very intelligent. The new starter, we go to Spain, and Sira Martinez Culel comes forward. This is Kahiba for her, number 27. This mare, she's again a young one, 10 years of age. Daughter of Canan Carthago Z, owned by the Right Star horse, gets on course for Sira Martinez. Culel, the Spaniard. Down through the first 5 fences, and no mistakes so far. But there it does come, little light touch. Getting it a little bit stronger in Sira's hand, I think. Just towed her into the base of 6, a little bit deeper the takeoff point than she ideally wanted. That's the reason, I think, for the mistake at the Liverpool at 6. Sira Martinez Culel turns down to the final combination. It's a shame, just I think the mare's keenness. Just see at the end here, looking a little bit strong in the hand of the Spanish rider. That was the 4 penalties coming at fence 5. Good enough round for Sira, but this was a mistake, just towed her deep into the base of it, and that was the error for Kahiba and Spain's Sira Martinez Culel. The new start, this lady had a string of podiums on the Doha Tour last year. She's still looking for her first podium of the 2026 season. She's lived in Doha since 2011, though she's from Paris initially. France's Serine Sharif gets on course. And this is Elizabeth Guyot's Easy Boy de Limon jumping. So Francais Stallion, he is 12, son of Milo Carthago, crossed to Corto Maltese. They take the black skinny vertical, I'm afraid. So clear and rate just stabilises again a little bit. We've got 11 clears after now 28. So again, we're getting back towards 1 in 3, not 1 in 2. So moving into comfier territory for Costa Cabral and his course team, who ideally, like, I think 10 would be their top number. Maybe with semi-starters, because bear in mind there are 48 maybe. 12 is also okay. About a quarter would be their ideal number. Not a bad round at all for Serine Sharif. She'll leave though with the 1 down early. That black vertical, not an easy little turn that between 2 and 3. It comes again early. A twisting start from our design team. 4 penalties for the rider for France. This was the error for Easy Boy de Limon and France's Serine Sharif. Start. This man is having a very good 2 weeks this year in Doha as ever. He was in good form here last year. Roberto Provatali has now enjoyed 7 podiums, with a podium in the 5-star class this afternoon. His great podium run continues. He's based up in Bedizzoli near Brescia in the north of Italy. Alongside Emanuele Gaudiano, they share the same stable. They work in collaboration together with Roberto riding some of Emanuele Gaudiano's horses. And this one is owned by Licino Grossi. It is Qashqai SB. It's a good horse for Roberto Prevezzali. As they, though, like Serene Sharif, the same mistake comes at 3. Qashqai backing off fairly badly here for Roberto Prevezzali. Eyes are on stalks out there, not easy for the Italian. Keep this horse, I think, ahead of the leg. Roberto Prevezzali just steadies him down. Middle of the round as they come back to the Doha Equestrian Tour. Plank at 8. Jump that well. Things now settling down a little bit. Qashqai turns homebound for Roberto Prevezzali. They're going to be over time, I think. Just inside. Yeah, they're just inside, but it was the error, I'm afraid. It came early. Slightly insecure looking round the horse, I think not easy to ride there. Just having a good look at affairs. There's a lot to look at here, and he was having a very good look at everything. I think just took his eye right off that jump, was just looking into the background. 4 penalties early for Roberto Prevezzali, but let's not take anything away from him. With his 7 podiums, it's been really impressive. Now this lady, she won the big 5-star world ranking class here on the opening night. In really good form to hold off Emanuele Gaudiano from the win. And of course, Nadia Peter Steiner gets away. That was with Nice Fancy Sorgfleet. This is an outstanding mare, tailor-made. Fio Conthara gets on course, 10-year-old, daughter of Casalco Conthagos, the dam sire. Peter Steiner also 4th this afternoon in the 5-star 2-phase with Clear Round Il Mondo. Now this mare, I think, has got all of the ability to jump a clear round here. Just got wonderful technique, has got a huge amount of scope. Again, like Wathnan Calvara, it's in the same class as that horse, the same class as Iron Dame Cidello of Edwin Thomas Alexander. These the outstanding horses, but no. Bizarre loss of power on takeoff at 11. Can't jump the back bar, and it's a really disappointing one down. There'll be overtime as well by 0.36 of a second, and one of my picks for clear round number 12 will not deliver it, I'm afraid. Problems right on the finish line at 11.3 from home. Just too deep, too airborne, I'm afraid. That 4th tailor-made, Fia Conthara and Nadia Peter Steiner, winner of the world ranking class at 5-star level here 2 days ago. The new starter, Q Layen, gets down to the start, number 31 to get underway. Abdulaziz Fakhed Al Aid gets on course for Saudi Arabia. Q Layen is on the track as the Saudis look for their second clear round of the Grand Prix so far. Penalties, I'm afraid, for them comes early on the track of Lala Costa Cabral. Q Layen quite strong in the hand of Saudi rider. down through the meat of the course, down that diagonal, was very strong in the hand. Abdelaziz. It's a quick round for Q-Lion. They'll have a late mistake as well at 12A, and the early mistake, it will be 8 penalties. Again, quite strong in his hand and not easy to ride. Q-Lion comes home for Saudi Arabia's Abdelaziz Fahad Al-Aid, and 8 penalties is their score. The new starter already 2 qualified for Qatar, and their next chance comes. Salman Mohammed Al-Amadi gets away. This is the Wathnan teams. Wathnan Higoletta out of the starts. Belgium Air, she's 13. Bentley van der Kappel across to Happy Wind. De Hof 10 Boss is the new starter. They made a good start. She's looked good this week, this mare. Jumping a lot of good rounds. Sadly, another one for Fowler 6. Six causing quite a lot of trouble there. Liverpool, red, gold, black, ox up. I think Aletta has a late mistake as well, and it's another one to come home with 8 penalties. That's on the course. Clear round number again, just stabilises. It's 11 now. We're back more like 1 in 3 rather than a half, jumping this course clear. The new starter, this is a very nice horse. The chest starts, La Vesta is the next to start. This is the daughter of Elvis Taputa. Vinquidam is the dam sire. La Vesta is number 32 to jump. The rider Fahad Yassim Al-Thani gets on course. This mare, she's lightweight, she's a blood mare, she's athletic. Great disposition, looks calm but focused on her job, but they take the back of, it's a very airy oxer into the double. A lot of air space in 4A and B. Vesta again drops the front bar of 6. Second error comes early for Fahad Yassim Al-Thani. Plank as well, things are getting expensive out there for the Qatari pair. La Vesta comes down to the last line and has one down into that as well. It will be 4 down, I'm afraid. Tough round for them. Fahad Yassim Al-Thani comes home with 16 penalties in the 3-star Grand Prix here. This one is the Father Amir's prize. The next better come is simply one of the best combinations in the world of show jumping. The one number 2, Scott Brash, brings Hello Chedora Lady down to the start. They won 2 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix last year in Shanghai and then at Ramatois Saint-Tropez. And then this mare went on to win the Rolex IJRC Top 10 final in Geneva for Scott. His second win of the Top 10 final, because Hello Sanctos won it back in 2014. That was December last year. Hello Chedora Lady, the best horse in this field, that is beyond dispute. Gets away, she looks very sharp. Wow, out there, fighting for Scott at the start, wanting to get on with things, and she looks razor-minded out there. Well, number 2, Scott Brash, down over the state of Qatar Oxa. Makes a powerful start here, right? Hello Jefferson in the 5-star Grand Prix later. Scott second behind Harry Charles in the 4-star Grand Prix last Sunday with Hello Folly. Right, Shore Lady now turns back to the Doha Equestrian Tour. Plank, fence 8, and still clear and quick, very quick indeed. Scott Brash will be the 4th British clear, and this will be frightening for everybody else to face the might of 4 Brits plus Scott Brash as well. Hello Shore Lady comes home and is inside time. She's hot-headed, my word. Scott Brash pilots around with his typical brilliance. And this very sensitive, hugely talented mare. It is clear on number 12 and the 4th for Great Britain. Scott Brash will return the one number 2 and Hello Shore Lady. The new starter, 5-time Olympian, gets on course. Edwina Thompson-Alexander is away. This is Lap and Tricks for Edwina, number 36, on course. This mare, she's fairly young at 10. Eldorado van der Zeshoek's daughter, across to Abantos. Edwina jumping a very good round here. She turns down towards 10. Lap and Tricks. Home turn. Edwina Thompson-Alexander is going to be just inside time. Yeah, it's a good round, and she's inside the time. We have another clear round. It is now 13. First for Australia. Australia becomes the 7th nation to join our 3-star Grand Prix jump off here in His Highness the Father Amir's prize week 2 here on the Doha Equestrian Tour. Edwina Thompson-Alexander will be back, and some big names are gathering. Scott Brash, Edwina Thompson-Alexander, and Fredrik Med Zimmerman, Abdul Saif, Vaisab, Kamal Abdullah Bahamden. Just some of those we will see again. The new starter, the 37th to get underway, and South Africa's Matthew Morrison gets up and running. His father Peter in charge of the groundwork here in Alshaqab, does all of the footing, the arenas, and his brother Luke as well here helping Dad. And Matthew aboard Quebec that Dad Peter Morrison owns, this, the Comme il faut 10-year-old gelding. Quebec got quite deep into 4A and B, and again a bit deep into 6. But I have that down, I'm afraid. Matthew Morrison, mid-course. Turns back to the Doha Equestrian Tour, plank at 8, clears it well. Matthew Morrison now homebound. It's been a good round, just the early mistake for Quebec. Down through the combination, but a nice round for him. Quebec crosses the line. It's also going to be 2 for time for jumping, 2 for time, and happy enough with that round. Good round. 6 it is for Quebec and South Africa's Matthew Morrison. The next to come, the show's leading rider with 6 wins he's enjoyed over the 2 weeks here. Emanuele Gaudiano comes forward and bidding for his 7th win this afternoon, yet to win the Grand Prix. And Nicolas de Music tries to win that for Emanuele Gaudiano. I'm afraid the very first fence goes. Nicolas de Music. 4 penalties at the opener. Italian pair, Roberto Provenzali's had 7 podiums, Emanuele Gaudiano 6 wins. They have been forced to be reckoned with here in Qatar. Emanuele won 14 classes here last year. I thought it was more like 9 or 10 earlier last week, and I checked the numbers and it certainly was 14. Extraordinary win rates he enjoys here in Doha. The first fence, I'm afraid, he'll have time penalties as well. Nicolas de Music comes home from Emanuele Gaudiano. 6 wins, though. Fair play to him. Starting his brand new season has been very impressive, but it's 4 penalties from Emanuele Gaudiano this afternoon. Nicolas de Music, I'm afraid, out of the 3-star Grand Prix. The new start, this man has got a very distinguished record because back in Sydney's Olympics in 2000, he won the individual bronze there behind Jérôme Doubledown and Desiem, who won the gold medal 26 years ago. We welcome Khaled Abdulaziz Al Aid for Saudi Arabia. As the Saudis try and make it a second clear, there are 2 to come back-to-back for Saudi Arabia to try and join fellow Olympian Kamal Abdullah Bahamdan in the jump-off for Saudi Arabia. Raka DMC, his ride, Belgian stallion, is quite young, still at 9. Otanglo across to Quasimodo van der Mollendrief on course. Liver chestnuts. By that I mean the darker colour of chestnut than the standard non-liver chestnut, if you're with me. Just as chestnut is a light orange colour, not this dark orange. And Raka DMC makes a good start, but then a bad error comes at 7A. Way too deep. They just missed their stride. They didn't see a unified stride at 7A, and then the stride pattern thrown out of the window down 7B, and the refusal ensued. Not often these top riders have these mistakes, but it can, of course, happen to anybody. That's a reality, and Khaled Abdulaziz Al Aid will retire. Raka DMC out of the 3-star Grand Prix with troubles at 7A and B.
Number 14,
We are into the last 10 to come in the first round of this three-star Grand Prix here at His Highness the Father Amir's Prize. And we sit with the 13 clears with the last 10 to come. And this man, Rock, he was at the Olympics in Paris for his maiden games 2 years ago. That was with Ventago and finished well in 13th place behind Christian Kukuk. And Abdurrahman Al-Raji, who won his first five-star Grand Prix, Major League Show Jumping's Grand Prix of Greenwich, that same 2024 season in Connecticut, east coast of the USA. And this is Candide Chavanez for Abdurrahman Al-Raji. Gets on course. This match out of the Anglo-European stud book. They jumped the four-star Grand Prix here last week. She's young, still at only 10 years of age. And this horse, new partner for Abdurrahman since October last year. Former rider of Erin Ballard, the Canadian. Back of six, I'm afraid, goes. Abdurrahman has got this interesting habit of buzzing to his horses as they take off. Didn't hear it there, but he does it commonly yet like that. I must talk to him about this. It's interesting. I've never seen it before or heard it before, but I must talk to him about this technique he uses. Well, it's two down, I'm afraid. It's a penalties for Abdurrahman Al-Raji, and Candide Chavanez comes home for Saudi Arabia, and their total is 8 this afternoon. The new starter, this lady, was third yesterday in the five-star competition against the clock behind Millie Allen, the first five-star yesterday. And this horse was also third in the first class, day one, week one. Clonisel gets on course for Denmark's Karin Rehoff Pedersen. This lady trained here by Torben Kulbrand. She's normally trained by Lars Bak Andersen, based up at the Elmshorn Runner for Band in northern Germany near Hamburg. But Caroline, I'm afraid, takes the black skinny vertical fence. 3 goes. This horse 11, son of the Blue Diamond Van der Ruytershof, crossed to Andiamo for Caroline. She comes down to the double verticals. She's also a model in her other career. Clonisel down now, out over 9. Dane turns homebound with the early mistake of 3. That is a tough early question. I was quite surprised it comes really early, that 2 to 3 turn. It's a quick round, but I'm afraid the last fence goes as well. Back of 12B in addition to the error of 3. It's 2 down for Karin Rehoff Pedersen and Clonisel, the last one for Denmark this afternoon. 8 penalties is their total. Of course, one already through for Denmark. Now it's Ricky Belinda Barker, the clear for the Danes early with iCloud. Karin Rehoff Pedersen has 8 this afternoon. This lady, I think, is at her first Doha tour. Megan Massonnier, we welcome. And what a good tour she's enjoying. She's had a win on the 6th bar last night with Chacarija PS, and she's also had 3 podiums, looking very good indeed. Megan Massonnier gets on course. Coup de Coeur de Musa for France this afternoon, number 42. It's the young stallion, he's 10, son of Masita van der Het Hellehoff, Jalisco B, the dam sire. This all signed by Magan's long-term supporter and owner, that is Laurent Guillet. He's a very nice Frenchman I've known for a few years, Laurent. Now, Magan back to 6. Jumping a good round here, early doors. Megan Massonnier to deliver clear round number 14. France with 4 this afternoon, with 2 more to come. Megan Massonnier is very fast indeed, and that's an easy clear round. Makes light work, very fast indeed. It is the 14th clear round. And Megan Massonnier will be back. Her great run here in Doha. She can do no wrong. Lady with a Midas touch. It's 14 clears. Megan Massonnier will be back for the 3-star Grand Prix victory, she hopes. This man's had a very good week. He's one of the distinguished double winners of the Doha Tour. He won yesterday morning and the first morning this week as well, both with incredible Z. Egypt's Ismail Osama El Barai is the new starter. And his ride this afternoon, it is La Bleu on course number 43. It's also owned by Noor Hazem for Ismail. Blue gets away well, down to 7A and B, and jumping a very good round indeed here. Again, Ismail. He had a 5-star debutant there a couple of nights ago. Lidante, the second, she jumps to clear in her first 5-star class, and this man is in really good form. Time is okay as well, I think. La Bleu turns homebound as we look for our 15th clear round, and it could be the first for Egypt in this class. Time is tight here. Ismail Osama El Barai is going to be just inside. Yes, he is inside. He's in good form, my word. It is the 15th clear round, and Egypt have interest in the 3-star Grand Prix. The double winner this week tries to win the 3-star Grand Prix. Ismail Osama El Barai will return. We have 15 clear rounds. 9 nations represented: Great Britain 4, Germany 3, Qatar 2, Denmark, Saudi Arabia, Belgium, Australia, France and Egypt are the other nations. But now we go to Monaco, and Anastasia Nielsen at 19 comes forward. This, the former Dennis Lynch ride. Dark Chocolate 48 for the lady who won the Launching Global Champions Tour Grand Prix of Rabat in Morocco with Action Man, to become the youngest ever winner of the Launching Global Champions Tour Grand Prix. That was October last year. Anastasia Nielsen gets on course. Dark Chocolate, he's 12, son of Kassal, now jumping. Dark Chocolate has got away very well indeed. Down to 9, and yeah, jumps it very well indeed as well. Anastasia Nielsen is going to be okay on the time as well, but Dark Chocolate has the late mistake. Oh, that's annoying. It's 12A the vertical, I'm afraid. Really frustrating. Late error for the Principality of Monaco's Anastasia Nielsen. What a shame. 4 penalties comes late for Dark Chocolate and Anastasia Nielsen. The next to come, Francis Ines Joly comes forward, and this is the talented Come On Z for Ines. Again, like Anastasia Nielsen, has been a Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix winner. Again, earlier than most in her young career. And Come On Z for Ines Joly, number 45, getting underway. Initially gets fairly deep to the first fence, a little uncomfy moments. That's of the very first fence, I think. Come On Z down through the big double 4A and B, and jumping very well indeed. They meet 6 crisply. Initially is attacking. She'll be not slow. Got a really quick, high-paced tempo about this performance this afternoon. Come On Z down through 8, 9, and left-handed to 10. And yeah, look at the time. It's very fast indeed. And this would be very good for France. They would have 2 strong ones, Megan Moussonnier and Ines Joly. Come On Z comes powering homebound. They're inside the time. They'll jump in and out of the last double and across the line inside time. Well done to Ines Joly. She will be back. It is now 16 clears and the second for France. 2 ladies for the French. And after that 6-bar win for Megan Moussonnier last night, France's spirits certainly high. Ines Joly jumps 16 clear of the 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon here. It's Doha on the His Highness the Father Amir's prize, last day of week 2. The new star to this man who won one of the 4-star Grand Prix here last year. That was with his Olympic partner Equestrian Naxel V, and Austria's Gerfried Puck, we welcome. This is Naxel V's daughter, Colexa, comes forward. She's young at 9, and Damsire is a lifestyle owned by Gerfried Puck. And the Austrian number 46 is the next to start. Austria already with a win this week. Max Kühne won the world ranking class, the 5-star. That was last night. No, Gerfried Puck, Colexa hit the skinny black vertical hard at 3. Oh yeah, that's a disappointing one, I'm afraid. And yeah, in and out goes Gerfried Puck. That's quite enough for him. Not quite the round he wanted, I'm afraid. It's a very nice character, and out quickly of the 3-star Grand Prix, I'm afraid. From father to son, and let's hope for better fortunes than dad. Tobias Finkstor comes in. This the second last of the three-star Grand Prix. Tobias Finkstor gets started. This is Lavisto, the next to jump. One hour and 3/4 in as the first round just starting to draw to a conclusion with this one and one more to come. Lavisto, 10 years of age. This gelding, that is the Falaise de Musa son. Padina's a dam side. Tobias Finkstor gets on course for 16 clears with 2 to come. €106,000 the prize purse, 26,500 will be the winner's check this afternoon. It's proving a very good class indeed. Tobias Finkstor, though, I'm afraid, takes the front of the State of Qatar rocks up. Fence 5, fence 6 as well. Both come out of the cups. Tobias Finkstor still scattering poles, I'm afraid. The plank also drops at 8. Lavisto comes down to the home line and Tobias Finkstor will come home. It is 3 down for him, plus 1 for time. It's 13. The penultimate score of the three-star Grand Prix this afternoon is 13 penalties for Austria's Tobias Finkstor and Lavisto just completing. Nine nations assemble in the 16-strong jump-off as things stand. 4 for Great Britain, 3 for Germany. It's 2 for Qatar, the home nation, and France. And then 5 nations with 1 that are Denmark, Saudi Arabia, Belgium, Australia, and Egypt. And this the last to go as France look for their 3rd clear round on course. Jean-François Rondeau gets up and running. This guy had a couple of top 5 finishes last week with Interlaris. And Flower de Rouet has made a good start this afternoon, but no, the mistake comes, I'm afraid, the State of Qatar. Oxford down, fence 5. We'll keep France with the 2 clear rounds. Jean-François Rondeau now travels into the tail end of the course. Rouet, it's been a pretty good effort with the 1 fence only on the sand here in the Longines Arena. They'll have a lot of time as well. But Flower de Rouet comes home with a pretty good round overall, although it is going to be 7 time penalties plus the 4 jumping. And the final score, ladies and gentlemen, is 11 penalties. So we come to the end, nearly 2 hours later, 1 hour 50 minutes after the start at 2:15 p.m. here in Qatar, to the end of the first round of the 3-star Grand Prix. Here at His Highness the Father Amir's prize, and it is 16 clear rounds into the jump-off, 16 combinations, and as I say, 9 nations represented. Great Britain looking powerful, including Scott Brash, the 1 number 2, Hello Chadora Lady, the most experienced pair in the field, 1 of the 4 for Great Britain. It is 3 for Germany, 2 for France, 2 for the home nation Qatar. Denmark, Saudi Arabia, Belgium, Australia and Egypt are the other nations that assemble. Our interval is going to be 8 minutes, ladies and gentlemen, before we get the jump-off underway. So we'll take a little break from the commentary. For myself, Ed Holloway, I hope you're enjoying the class. Here's a reminder of those we will see again as as this group attempts to win the 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon here on His Highness the Father Amir's prize second week. We take a short break. We'll see you soon for the jump off. We'll be back in just under 8 minutes. minutes to go until the jump off for the first Grand Prix of Week 2's final day, this big Saturday afternoon of world-class horse sports. It was 16 that qualified for the three-star Grand Prix. The news has come through that one of those will not start. It will be Denmark's Rika Belinda Barker. Has withdrawn iCloud from the start. So 15 it is that will be coming back. And 8 nations represented. It is 4 for Great Britain, 3 for Germany, 2 for Qatar, 2 for France, Saudi Arabia, Belgium, Australia and Egypt are the nationalities remaining. The course, to give you a brief overview of the jump off, they'll start up over the new fence that is the vertical fence. 14 is the Qatar Equestrian Federation vertical. The opposite end of the stadium, as from the in-gate, that's a new vertical. They then run down, short left-hander down to the big pillars ox, so that was the 11th fence on round 1. The fence to bring them into the finish line in the first round is number 2. They then turn left-handed and it's another new fence. That is fence number 15. Big ox right across the middle of the arena. Then they turn right-handed down to the pair of verticals, not easy at high speed. Both 7A and B remain right-handed and the plankers stayed on top of the Doha Equestrian Tour vertical. So fence 8 is as it was, the plank stays. And then down on 5 strides to the green-white ox. Fence 9 is the penultimate. And then left-handed, and not an easy turn back to the final fence, that is 12B. That was the big ox, so the last fence in round 1 is the last fence in the jump-off for this 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon. Prize purse €106,000. It is €26,500 to go to our winner this afternoon. And bearing in mind, we have 2 Olympic team champions from Paris in the field, both Harry Charles and Scott Brash. We have the former young rider European champion of 2024, Oliver Fletcher, will be the first to go. We have a 5-time Olympian, Kamal Abdullah Bahamadan. He was 4th in the London 2012 Games as well individually. We've got the likes of Philip Weishaupt, Abdul Said. We have a 5-time Olympian, Edwina Tops-Alexander. And the first lady to win €1 million on the Longines Global Champions Tour, and twice an LGCT season champion, Edwina. We have the winner of last night's 6 bar, Megan Massonnier. You take my point, it's a very strong field that assembles. So superb aerial images from our drone up in the skies. It's an overcast sky, unusually here in Doha. But let that not detract a moment from the superb atmosphere of the occasion as we welcome you to the 3-star Grand Prix jump-off, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon, Great Britain has had a very good day already and a good 2 weeks, because last week Millie Allen had a 2-star win. Millie Allen then was second in the 2-star Grand Prix. This man won that 2-star Grand Prix. Harry Charles won the 4-star Grand Prix, and Millie Allen won the 5-star world ranking class yesterday, and Harry Charles won the 5-star class this afternoon. So Britain have had a lot of good form here, a lot of wins. And now Oliver Fletcher tries to make it a Grand Prix double, because he won the 2-star Grand Prix last Sunday, 6 days ago. Can he win the 3-star Grand Prix right here, right now? The first to go. This is very smart, Casanova 1 BVLZ, only 10 years of age. Fletcher will be our trailblazer. So that, the first fence, fence 14, down to the Pillars Oxer at 11. Left-handed, not an easy turn, he'll angle this big ox, and this is fast if Oliver Fletcher. The brick comes well down to 7AB, just took a little bit of a moment there to set the horse up for the pair of verticals, not easy at flat-out speed. Oliver Fletcher back to the plank and jumps that as well. Casanova now left-handed into the final fence. It's been a good round. I'm not certain it's enough to win, but No, I'm afraid the back of the final Oxer goes. That's a shame. Good round. I think the time would have been beaten. Of course, disadvantage of going first out as well for Oliver. But the back of this Oxer is the late mistake. 39.57 was the time. 4 penalties. Good effort from Oliver Fletcher. 39.57 with full the opening score of the 3-star Grand Prix jump-off. Now the first of the two for Qatar, and Faleh Suwaid Al Ajami, winner of His Highness the Amir Sword 5-star Grand Prix here back in 2019, gets out of the start gates. Wathman Zodiac is 11. Former of Richard Howley gets away for Faleh Suwaid Al Ajami. He turns back to this brand new Oxford 15, and I think he's quicker than Oliver Fletcher. Faleh down to 7AB, the verticals. Ooh, the mistake comes out of them, 7B. That'll be a common mistake of trouble. He was 1.44 seconds up on the time of Oliver Fletcher, but the mistake at 7B. As Faleh Suwaid Al Ajami comes home, yeah, he's a lot quicker. 36.33. Shows us more the required speed, but it's one down again in this 3-star Grand Prix jump-off this afternoon for Faleh Suwaid Al Ajami and Wathman Zodiac. The next to come, this man has won 2 classes with the 4-star Grand Prix win last Sunday and the 5-star world ranking class win today with Bandit. Harry Charles bids for his 3rd win here on the Doha Tour to become, in effect, the 2nd most successful rider at the show behind Emanuele Gaudiano, who's won, of course, 6 classes. Fighting field for Harry Charles at 9 years of age. Joint youngest horse, we've got 2 other 9-year-olds, Philip Weishaupt and Ines Jolie's horses, both 9 as well. Fighting Phil. Comes down to the verticals. Harry again takes a moment with his big grey to settle the pace prior to the verticals. 0.96 down on the leading time of Faleh Suwaid Al Ajami, but he's still clear critically. Fighting Phil down. Tight turn, Harry Charles takes the last fence and jumps in well. It's the first double clear of the 3-star Grand Prix, 36.96. Harry Charles sets the time to beat. I think he'll be doubtful it will be enough, but we'll wait and see. Harry Charles leads the way as he looks for his 2nd win today and 3rd win over the 2 weeks here on His Highness the Father Amir's prize. Well, the next to come, this pair were 5th in the 5-star Grand Prix here 12 months ago. And this horse had some time out towards Torben Culbrandts earlier. And this horse has just had a little bit of time out, so just starting him at 3-star Grand Prix level to get him tuned up for the big time. It will come in a few weeks' time here in Qatar. Mastermind RL Torben Culbrandts, the first of the 3 for Germany, gets underway and gets underway quickly. 36.96 of Harry Charles to beat here. Torben comes down to 7A and B. Attacks them. Yes, he has the advantage. The green light is German. 1.16 seconds is his advantage. Torben Culbrandts now travels homewards. Down to the final fence he comes, and he's going to be ahead of Harry Charles on the line. 0.86 is the advantage, 36.1 seconds is the new leading time. Germany in charge of the three-star Grand Prix this afternoon. Alfred Kemet Zimmermann won the first four-star class last week for Germany. Philipp Weisshaupt had the second German win yesterday. That was the three-star world ranking class for Philipp, as the Germans bid for their third win here of the 2 weeks on the Doha Tour and the three-star Grand Prix win, potentially. The next to come, Sienna Charles, is the second for Great Britain. The third, I should say, for Great Britain, with Scott Brash to come after her. And Marvin for Sienna. Anglo-European gelding owned by Vivian Thompson. This gelding, 14-year-old son of Canaan, gets away. 36.1 of Torben Colbrand, she chases here. Charles out over the new fence at Oxford at 15, jumps in well. I think Marvin is slower than Mastermind. Yeah, down by 2.5 seconds is Sienna Charles. Jumping a very good round though in this jump off is the young Brit. As she comes down to the last fence, takes a wide line, understandably. Marvin jumps the last fence well. It's a double clear for Sienna Charles. She'll go third, 4.5 seconds down on the German leading time. Charles is having a very good day. Harry winning the 5-star class earlier. So Charles goes up into third place behind her brother in the 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon. Tom Colbrand first, Harry Charles second, Sienna Charles in third. Home Nation has had a 5-star win. They won the first 5-star class actually here this week. That was Mohammed Al Barka on Thursday with Dukan the third. But they'd love, of course, a Grand Prix win here on home sand. And this is the last chance for Qatar this afternoon in this 3-star Grand Prix jump off. We welcome Mohammed Said Saidan. Wathran Quicknick is number 6 to jump. It's a 12-year-old son of Quick Star, owned by the Wathran stud. .1 seconds to beat, and I think he's slower on the turn back to 15. Mistake comes 7A into the verticals, not a lot slower, but now 2 down, I'm afraid. 2 verticals for the Qatari combination. Wathran Quicknick comes home, but it will be 2 down, I'm afraid. 2 verticals, 7A and 8 fall in close order. Mohammed Said Al Haydan comes home. It is 8 penalties for Wathran Quicknick for Qatar. The next pair to go. This pair can certainly fly. They were third yesterday. That was in the 3-star world ranking class against the clock. This man, she's got the mileage. She's 16 years of age, and this man has got so much experience. He's a 5-time Olympian. Khamal Abdallah Bahamdan, who welcome for Saudi Arabia, quickly gets out of the start gates. This man, the equine veteran at 16 years of age, the oldest horse in this jump off field this afternoon. 4:30 here, local time in Doha, Qatar. And Kamal is very fast down over 11. 36.1 of Torben Colbrand. It's probably being bettered at the moment. Kamal takes his time in 7A and B, but no, the mistake, I'm afraid, comes at 7A because he was ahead on the clock by 0.31. 7A is, I'm afraid, out of the cups for quickly. It's a shame, it was a good round, but it is 4 penalties, 36-71, down on the leading time. In any case, the mistake though for the Saudi pair came at 7A. Kamal Abdullah Bahamadan has 4 penalties very quickly. We'll go into 5th place. It's a little bit quicker. Faleh Suhail Al-Ajami, he's got the quickest 4 fault rounders at the moment. That is Wathlan Zodiac up in 4th place, behind the 3 double clears as things stand. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're at the halfway point of this 3-star Grand Prix jump off with 8 more to jump. And for Weishaupt bids for his 2nd win over the days here, having won yesterday, and he makes a good quick start here. Lady Concern du Résidal, 9-year-old daughter of Emerald, is very swiftly away here. Philip comes down to 7A and B. He should be ahead here. Yeah, 0.73. 3/4 of a second quicker than his German colleague Torben Kohlbrandt, and Philip Weishaupt is going to be well ahead here. Jumps the last fence, and yes, into the lead he goes, 33.78. Super round, it's a German 1-2. Philip Weishaupt bids for his 2nd win on the Doha Equestrian Tour on His Highness the Father Amir's prize 2 weeks. He won the world ranking class yesterday. Maybe he'll win this world ranking class this afternoon. Philip Weishaupt moves ahead in the 3-star Grand Prix, 33.78. It's Germany 1-2, Great Britain 3-4, Qatar 5. Well, the next to come, Wathlan Calvaro comes in. To side Mansur in the arena, or him in the arena. Very, very sensitive. Time to beat that of Philip Weishaupt, 33.78 for Abdul Said. Just checking Wathlan Calvaro's record, because I don't think they've won a Grand Prix yet as a combination. No, they haven't. They've won at 5-star. They won a big qualifier in Traverse City. That was September last year. But yet to win a Grand Prix together. They've been together since June of 2024. Abdul Said and Wathlan Calvaro come forward, 33.78. They will chase the Philip Weishaupt target. They also had a 5-star win in Wellington last year. They've had 2 5-star wins. They've been 2nd in the La Coruña 3-star Grand Prix, July of last year. They had another 5-star win at Tran, as I say, in the Grand Prix qualifier and Major League show jumping. October last year as well, but yet to win a Grand Prix together. Could this be their moment? Wathlan Calvaro can go very fast. We saw that in Tran in the Major League Grand Prix last year, and again flying. Abdul Said, 33.78. He chases a Philip Weishaupt, and the Belgian down through the double. core. 100th of a second is the advantage here, and they see a big distance to the plank and get it perfectly. Abdul Said turns homebound. Wathnan Calvaro, the last fence I think is just out. No, just ahead. Oh, well done, Abdul Said. Bids for his first Grand Prix win with Wathnan Calvaro. Into first place, 33.49 is the leading time. Well done to Abdul. Belgium lead the way with 6 more to come, but 6 of the highest quality. To come, bids for her second win on the His Highness the Father Amir's prize 2 weeks, and Jan Fredrika Med Zimmerman comes forward. 9 names high level. Here's the next 2 get started. Abdul Said out in first place. 33.49 is the target time. They're very fast as well, typically, and they get away like lightning. Jana turns back to the Oxa. Wow, this is so fast here. High level down to the verticals and clear of them and ahead by 0.79 of a second. Jana Fredrika Med Zimmerman now turns homebound at 33.49 to beat it. And she looks to be ahead on the clock as well. Oh no, just outside. Wow, sharp shooting, 0.25 down. What a good round that was, but just down by a quarter of a second exactly behind Abdul Said. Wow, really impressive. This pair, they've never won a 3-star Grand Prix. They have won a 5-star level, but they won a 2-star Grand Prix in Pielbergen. September last year, they go second. Abdul Said holds off a very strong challenger. 33.49 is still the time to beat. The next to come, the outstanding horse in the field, with 2 Longines Global Champions Tour Grand Prix wins last year, and the win at the Rolex IJRC Top 10 Final, the 24th edition in Geneva in December last year. Hello Shore Lady will get underway for Scott Brash, and 33.49 of Abdul Said to beat. Hello Shore Lady scorches across the middle of the track here. Scott Brash is flying, my word. Down to 7A and B. They are ahead by 1.19 of a second here. Scott Brash deep to the plank but gets it. Hello Shore Lady now homebound, 33.49 for the Brit to get ahead of, and he is just ahead, I think. Oh yeah, Scott Brash leads the way, 32.34. Out ahead goes Hello Shore Lady. Scott Brash second behind Harry Charles in the 4-star Grand Prix last Sunday, but makes some ends with Hello Shore Lady, the most seasoned horse in the field this afternoon. Scott Brash leads with 4 more to go. 32.34 is the leading time for the outstanding mare, owned by Lady Pauline Harris and Lady Pauline Kirkham. Struggle to beat that. That's what I certainly know, because Edwina on a 10-year-old, Megan on a 10-year-old, Ismail on a 10-year-old, and Ines Jolie is on a 9-year-old, so the end of the field is young. Scott Brash is sitting very happily, knowing he's got a group of young horses that I don't think have got the experience to go as fast as Hello Shore Lady, who is 13. Edwina Thompson Alexander, yeah, shows deference. Scott's speed gets away to a steady start. Not going to chase Laban Tricks to try and beat the Brit, who was just so fast. Van Trix on the back to the Doha Equestrian Tour plank. And yes, Edwina just doesn't even give chase to Scott Brash, who's just gone like a bullet out there. It's a nice round. It's a young horse that has got all of the ability to come to the top of the sport, certainly. 42 seconds, it is exactly for Edwina Thompson-Alexander. She'll go into 8th place this afternoon. Scott Brash leading 32.34 for Great Britain. Abdul Said is second, 33.49, and Jan-Fredrik Ahmed Zimmerman is in 3rd place, 33.74. But now the turn of Megan Moissonier, winner of the 6 bar last night. And Megan has also had 3 podiums in a very good 2 opening weeks of His Highness the Father Amir's Price here in Doha, Qatar. Kudakurda Musa on course for Megan. But again, this horse just too young to run at Scott Brash, I think. But Megan Moissonier is fairly quick down to 7A and B, but she'll still trail by 1.5 seconds, but it's pretty quick on the young horse here. Kudakurda Musa down out over 9. Megan turns homebound. She'll be outside the Brit, but it's a good effort. The last fence sadly was just a way away on takeoff, couldn't clear the Oxer at 12B. It is the last fence that is 4 penalties for Megan Moissonier and Kudakurda Musa. 34.07 was still a quick time, bearing in mind the horse's age. Megan Moissonier goes into 9th place. Great Britain stand on the verge of having won all of the Grand Prix here in Doha so far. Last week, Oliver Fletcher, the 2-star. Harry Charles, the 4-star. And today, Scott Brash, the 3-star, is likely the situation. But 2 more to come, not to get ahead of ourselves here. Because this man, he's won 2 classes this week with his other horse, Incredible Zed, and Ismail Osama El Borai. He's only got 1 mode of operation, that is fast, it's attacking. Blue, number 15, the penultimate to get underway, chasing Scott Brash. Hello to Your Lady sits ahead. 32.34 is their target. Ismail takes a wide line into the Ox up at 15. And down here on Scott Brash, certainly through 7A and B. But this man's had a really good few days here. Nothing's going wrong at all. He's had the 2 wins. He had a 5-star clear on a debutant. He's going to have a double clear here as well. What a good few days for this man. He'll go in 6th place. La Blue, as the Egyptian celebrates, crosses the finish line. 36.53 the time for Ismail Osama El Borai. Well done to him. He'll be the top 10, whatever happens in a big 3-star Grand Prix. What a good finish it is for Egypt with 1 to come. The last of the 3-star Grand Prix, France's Ines Jolie comes forward. And this, the young gelding, Comme Il Faut, Vidal Zarocco Blue. It is Come On Z, number 16. Out of the start for Ines Jolie. And, wow, Ines Jolie is very fast away. But a wide turn, I think, back to the Oxa. Fast, but wide. Come On Z down to 7AB. She'll be down in the intermediate by about a second, I think. Yeah, 1.21 the arrears. Ines Jolie comes homebound. Kamal Zed has jumped a very good round here. Ines still goes fast down to the line and she'll cross it. It will be 5th place for the French rider. Well done to her. It's 5th place will bring her back for the prize giving. The final time of the 3-star Grand Prix, His Highness the Father Amir's prize. It is 34.8 the time, and Jolie goes into 5th place. In 4th place, Germany's Philipp Weishaupt, Lady Concern du Résidel, 33.78. For hundredths of a second quicker, Germany again on the podium. Jan-Friedrich Ahmed Zimmermann, here's confirmation. Podium finished 3rd, Iron Dames high level for Germany, 33.74. The runner-up, well done to Abdul Said, Wathnan Calvaro, the 10-year-old, is 2nd, 33.49, but our congratulations. As Great Britain completes a clean sweep of the Grand Prix here in Doha so far. Scott Brash wins his first class on His Highness the Father Amir's prize so far. Hello Chora Lady wins the 3-star Grand Prix for Great Britain, 32.34 was the winning time. Congratulations to Scott Brash on the big win this afternoon here in Qatar. Scott won the last 5-star Grand Prix last year with Hello Folly. He went on the double silver at the Europeans in La Coruña in the late summer last year. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we take you back to the highlights of this great Grand Prix. Congratulations to Scott Brash. Do not go too far away because the prize giving will come up soon. For myself, Ed Holloway, it's a short goodbye. We'll see you soon for the award ceremony to welcome in the new champion, Great Britain's Scott Brash. The 1 number 2 wins this afternoon.
I think I thought I saw you try.
welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the three-star Grand Prix prize giving here. His Highness the Father Amir's Prize 2026, Week 2. In early January 2026, we welcome in the new champion, winner of the three-star Grand Prix, the outstanding combination of the field. It was clear from the get-go. Scott Brash wins. Hello, Chadora Lady. She won 2 Longines Global Champions Tour 5-star Grand Prix last year in Ramator Saint-Tropez after the win in Shanghai. She won the Rolex IJRC Top 10 final in Geneva. And she wins this afternoon the 3-star Grand Prix. I'm delighted to welcome the president of the Qatar Equestrian Federation and organising committee member, Bader Mohammed Al Darwish, will make the awards to Great Britain. Scott Brash is the champion this afternoon. We start in 3rd place this afternoon, and she won the 4-star class last week. Congratulations, Jan-Friedrich Zimmermann is 3rd for Germany. In 2nd, Belgium's Abdul Said Wathran Calvaro. But the winner, it is the world number 2. Scott Brash wins the 3-star Grand Prix this afternoon. Hello, Chadora Lady, owned by Lady Pauline Harris, and Lady Pauline Kirkham wins the 3-star Grand Prix here at His Highness the Father Amir's Prize, Week 2. As we stand now for the national anthem of the winning combination this afternoon, Great Britain. Well done to Scott Brash, as Hello Chadora Lady wins the 3-star Grand Prix. The president of the Qatar Equestrian Federation, Bader Mohammed Al Darwish, gives Scott the trophy for the victory. The prize win, €26,500. Congratulations to Scott Brash. And this man is 2nd. What a good horse that is. Wathran Calvaro, the runner-up this afternoon for Belgium's Abdul Said. At only 10, and Jan-Friedrich Zimmermann has a very good 3rd place in good company. Eindham's High Level is on the podium in the 3-star Grand Prix. So there are our best 3 in a big class, 48 starters, and well done to the 3 of them. What a good win for Scott Brash. We have just 50 minutes until the start time. It is 5:45 p.m. for the 5-star Grand Prix. This afternoon, Scott will ride Hello Jefferson in the big one later. They'll go for a big double of Grand Prix wins here on the final day of the 2nd week. His Highness the Father Amir's Prize here in Doha, Qatar. Well done, Scott Brash. Hello Chadora Lady wins another big class. It's her first win of the brand new year. Her last win last year was the Rolex IJRC Top 10 final. Scott Brash wins. Hello Chadora Lady takes the class for Great Britain. Well, we say well done to Scott, and thank you for watching, everybody. We'll see you in, as I say, 45 minutes, just over 50 minutes, say, Until then, from myself, Ed Holloway, good afternoon. We'll see you at 5:45 p.m. for the 5-star Grand Prix here from His Highness the Father Amir's prize. It's a short farewell.
Here we are with the winner of this 3-star Grand Prix, Scott Brash. Tell us about, first of all, your first round with Qatar Airways.
Yeah, it felt good. I thought she jumped really good, and yeah, all went to plan.
Then you went on into the jump off, and as we know, Qatar Airways is really fast.
Yeah, she's super quick. She's jumped a lot of 5-stars, but it's nice to give her a little bit of an easier start on the tour in the 3-star section. So, yeah, I was delighted with her.
Is this your plan, like to move up your horses between different categories to give you a bit more some light work actually to Qatar Airways, who was used to do the 5-star classes, and then maybe give some rest to the other horses later on the tour?
Yeah, exactly. It's just about trying to manage them all in the correct way that you see fit. And I think for Shadora, it's nice to drop her down and then build her back up, jump a 5-star, and then drop back down again. And I think that suits her well.
And now we get ready for the 5-star Grand Prix. Is it going to sound like a revenge of last week with Harry Charles?
That would be nice. Yeah, that would be good.
We hope for a great jump off, and we hope to see you there also. Good luck.
صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان، وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملا الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.
في قلب الدوحة هناك موقع ينطلق فيه عنان النظر نحو البحر، جوهرة معمارية صممت خصيصا لمن يسعون خلف التميز كل يوم وكل لحظة. جزيرة الفخامة فيها أسلوب حياة، شقق متميزة ومتنوعة بمساحاتها، من أطول ممشى تجاري مكيف في العالم إلى أطول موقف سيارات تحت الأرض، ومن ملعب الجولف إلى جمال الممشى البحري وإلى روعة الهدوء. جزيرة جيوان، فخامة، تألق.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
Doctor. I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
إمكانياتك معروفة وبعدين الطريق كان صعب وطويل.
نختلف وشديد التأثير.
طحت وايد وكل مرة ترجع توقف.
Silence the noise. Run through it.
Every doubt is a reason to push forward. Every runner has their own voice. You don't need a finish line. You just need to move. But together, we move forward.
This marathon, run your own race.
Welcome to Doha
Equestrian
Tour 2026.
Let's go.
I only want you beside me.